And Shelby has came back. This is the coffee table. And again, see all the glass in the middle? So whoever the engineer and carpentry man or woman that designed this, they had to figure out how much glass to put in and then how much of the wood to put around on those. The same for these. That is Mr. Harwood's candy basket. Here is another example. Whenever someone designed this decoration, they had to figure out how much metal would go around the edge, which is the perimeter. So now we are back in the living room and we're going to actually calculate the perimeter of all of these things, or some of them that we've seen. So when we were looking at this earlier, we said, or I said, that they had to find out how much metal to go around it. So what I've done here, in order to find out how much, you'd have to take a measurement. And I've wrote the measurements. Wrote the side measurement, which is 45 inches. And the base measurement, which is 43 inches. We're now going to figure out how much must go all the way around. So I'm going to come down to the paper, and the first thing we would do is, of course, draw a model of our window. And so we know that the side is 43 inches, and we know that the bottom is 45 inches. So think about how we would figure out what this top and this side would be. We'll look back at our window. If that side is 43 and the sides are parallel, and you notice the top and bottom are also parallel, those are all right angles, that would mean that the other side also has to be 43 inches. And the same goes, because these are right angles and parallel lines, if the base is 45 inches, the top is going to have to be 45 inches. So if I wanted to know how far around, all the way around, without leaving any of them out, I'm going to add all of those together. So I'm going to add my doubles. 5 and 5 is 10. 3 and 3 is 6. So here I have 16. Of course, I'm going to regroup my 1. And here I could actually use multiplication. I've got 4 times 4 is 16 plus 1 would be 17, or 170. And of course, if I was measuring in inches, I would still want to put my answer in inches. So the perimeter of that window is 176 inches. So whenever they were cutting that metal for the window, they had to have 176 inches for the perimeter. We are back at the cute little bunny rabbit. If the top of this bunny rabbit decoration is 8 inches, you should think about, what does that bottom have to be? Again, these are parallel lines that meet the top. The opposite sides are parallel, and this top and sides are perpendicular, so they're meeting at a right angle. So if the top is 8, the bottom is also going to be 8. If one side is 11, then the other side must be, hopefully you said 11. So we want to draw a model. Remember, we are not perfect. As you see, my model is just about never perfect. And again, we said the top and the base are going to be 8 inches. And the sides are 11 inches. So in order to calculate how far we would need to go from starting point all the way around the perimeter, because we're not counting anything with that cute bunny face in here right now. We only want to know the perimeter, which is the very outside border. Going to add them. Should put my inches. When you're adding, you don't have to put those. So we have, again, doubles. 1 plus 1 is 2. 8 plus 8 is 16. That 2 plus that 16 is going to be 18. Then we have 1, 2, 3. Again for 30. And so the perimeter around our cute bunny is 38 inches. We are now in the sports room, also known as Shelby's crate room, where we have lots of examples of a perimeter on these frames. All of them have a black frame because Miss Harwood is a little crazy and has to have all the same color frames. But those frames are going around the perimeter. Still have a Christmas decoration up in here. Now I'm going to turn to try to not make you dizzy. This is of our favorite stadium, not the Bucks. It is the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins. This was a picture that we took one night when we were there for a game, and it was framed. So if you look at the top of the frame, I took my tape measure and measured it 46 inches. And the side to the left is 22 inches. So now we need to calculate. When I went to buy that frame, we bought it at Hobby Lobby, I had to go in and I had to tell them exactly the frame so that they knew the perimeter, because this was a custom picture. So it's got like a weird 46 inches and 22 is not a normal frame. So if you were working there and you had to find out the perimeter of this frame, think about how you would do that. So we're going to take our paper, draw a model. Don't know why it's doing that. And we said the top was 46 inches and the side was 22 inches. So if you will, pause the video and see if you can think about what you would do next. So hopefully you decided that because that top length is 46, then the base, the bottom, also has to be. Because that left side is parallel to the right and the same length, it's going to be 22. And then we're going to add those together. Doubles of 6 and 6 are 12. 2 plus 2 is 4. 12 plus 4 is 16. I'm going to still do my doubles first and come back to that one. 4 plus 4 is 8. 2 plus 2 is 4. So that gives me a total of 12. I don't want to forget that one. So that would be 13, standing for 130 inches. So the perimeter of this frame is 130 inches. And we're back in the dining room. This one's a little tricky, but I bet you all can figure it out. This is a perfect square. So opposite sides are parallel. All sides are the same length. And it is met at right angles. It's 4 right angles. So if you notice, I didn't give you this left side, which I think on all of them I had given you the left side and I had given you the top. The only measurement that I gave down here is 25 inches, but you can actually figure out the perimeter with just that one measurement. So take some time to think about what you would do if you only have that base and you don't have the sides. So because this is a square and it has all 4 equal length sides, knowing just that one is going to help us to do all 4 of them. Because if that one is 25 inches, then this one has to be 25 inches, and this one has to be 25 inches, and that one has to be 25 inches. So when we go to first, of course, draw our model. And we knew the bottom was 25 inches. And because it's a square, they all must be 25 inches. Now, you have 2 choices here. You actually have 2 operations you could use. You could add, it's not going to hurt anything. We could add 25 plus 25 plus 25 plus 25. But there's actually another operation that in 4th grade we definitely have done a lot of practice with. And I'm hoping that operation is coming to your mind, that we could do 25 times 4, which I think would be a little bit quicker. There's absolutely nothing wrong with doing it this way, but if you wanted to do it this way, you could. So we're going to do that 4 times the 5. That gives us 20. We're going to do that 4 times the 2, which gives us 8, plus the 2, which gives us 10, standing for 100 inches. And here's another example that you can do. It does not have to just be a rectangle. In 4th grade, it says rectangle, but a square is a form of a rectangle, as we learned with our quads. So this has been, oh, look, as a teacher, we are used to noise during our lesson, and Shelby has decided it was way too quiet for that lesson. So she's helping out, making sure that we have some noise, and letting me trip over the toys she just brought me. So this has been your Monday, March 23rd perimeter lesson. If you will log in to see all the other instructions, this is about 15 minutes of your lesson, and I'll let you know all the other things that you should do today. Thanks. Have a good day. Miss you guys.